What is up, YouTube? And
hello, sports card investors.
That never gets old, ladies and gentlemen. I am here in beautiful Miami, Florida at the Courtside Card Show with the one, the only, the legendary Geoff Wilson of Sports Card Investors. Thank you so much for taking the opportunity to speak with me today.
Happy to do it.
Yeah, I've got a few questions for you.
Sure.
First and foremost, eBay.
Yeah.
We're talking about some big changes now with their payment plans.
Yeah.
So they want to switch away from PayPal. They're going to use their own
managed payments.
Short-term, long-term. What do you think that's going to do to the card community?
Gosh, that is a great question. I have heard some complaints about it from certain people and concerns about elements of it. I've heard other people say that they're happy to get away from PayPal because of how PayPal holds the money for periods of kind of randomly for periods of time and everything like that. I guess I don't. That's a great question. Do you have an opinion on it? I'd love to hear your take.
Well, honestly, it's probably going to come down to how much people trust it.
Right.
Because with PayPal, everybody knows you're protected.
Sure.
And, a seller may get the bad end of the stick sometimes. But as a buyer, I feel confident using PayPal.
Yeah.
Not some new service that hasn't been vetted yet. So I would probably, in my opinion, say short term, you're looking at kind of a slow fade into it. But eventually, people are going to be forced to do it once they completely remove PayPal.
Yeah.
So their options will be pretty much add a account, or this may also massively increase the use of Discord and Facebook groups.
It could.
Maybe people get off of what they call FeeBay, and move more to more standard methods.
Well, so here's another way to look at it, though. One of the challenges that eBay has had is because they are so buyer-friendly, there are a lot of sellers who have unfortunately had the buyers take advantage of some of the buyer-friendly policies. And when you add in the PayPal payment layer, now it's doubly complicated because you got PayPal buyer protections and you got eBay's buyer-friendly policies. So there are times when a seller can get taken advantage of by an unscrupulous buyer who buys a card and then that card goes down in price and now they want to return it, and they, for whatever reason, they just want to return it, and now so on the other hand, this may give eBay more control in those types of situations to maybe be a little more fair towards the buyers. So we'll see. It's got to shake out, but it certainly is something interesting to watch.
That's a good point. It may even the playing field between the buyer and the seller, in which case it could be a really good thing. But some people are not as fast to put their bank account on something when they already have it in PayPal and they're comfortable with it. So we'll see how this plays out. But thank you for your opinion on that. NFL draft. Some big news. First, second, third rounds are up. But between the first and second rounds, who do you think won the draft?
Who do I think won the draft? Well, I guess a lot of people would say maybe the Patriots got their next guy, right? I mean, people are pretty high on Mac Jones and the fact that he's going to go on the Patriots. I'm a Florida Gator homer, so I will tell you that I think the Bucs got a tremendous value in Kyle Trask, and I think they have found I think it's a fabulous situation because I think that Trask will come in behind Brady. He obviously won't play for the next couple of seasons. Brady will hopefully kind of teach him and mentor him. Trask will get the opportunity to get on the field and hopefully, continue to lead a franchise that will already be in great position with an awesome defense, lots of offensive weapons. So it could be a dream scenario for Kyle Trask. So we'll see. One thing I like about that as well is because he was picked late in the second round, his cards, and because he has no chance of starting anytime soon, his cards are not going to be super sought after. So I am definitely going to be a Kyle Trask card buyer next year when the football releases are coming out and everything like that. Now, of course, again, a bit of a Florida Gator homer, but having watched Kyle Trask play Mac Jones head-to-head, truthfully, I'd rather have Kyle Trask on my team than Mac Jones. Mac Jones was great, but Trask has a little extra element, and he had to do it with less.
Yeah, I have to agree with that because, for one, now you're under Tom Brady. Get that tutelage of Tom Brady, and even if Tom Brady has maybe 2 years left in him, this could end up being an Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation, which now we're starting to see
could happen.
Could happen as soon as.
I just picked up a Jordan Love at the card show. I did it because it's a speculative move, but I'm like, all right, something could happen there. So maybe getting a little bit of Jordan Love, I think I got it for a pretty good price, and so I was like, I'm going to hold this and we'll see what happens.
I got to ask the tough question. Do you think that Trask cards could end up in kind of a Jacob Eason scenario?
Oh, sure.
Where people are putting way too much money into it just because they think.
They could. It could, yeah, 100%. So it would definitely, investing in any lower quarterback pick in hopes that he ascends to be a starter is absolutely a risk. I mean, quite honestly, there's also the scenario of Brady tries to play for like 3 or 4 more seasons.
Yeah.
Trask gets restless. Maybe Trask never finds his way into a starting job, so you don't know for sure. So yeah, 100%. We'll see what the market does, but I'm definitely going to be hanging in the background trying to pick. The one reason why I think Trask cards will be a good value is because there were 5 quarterbacks picked, in like the top 15 picks?
Yeah.
So there's going to be so much focus on those. If there was only 2 or 3 quarterbacks that went in the first round, then I'd be like, yeah, people are going to care about speculating on. No, they got all these other quarterbacks to chase. They're going to kind of forget about Kyle Trask.
We're looking at a 2012 Russell Wilson scenario.
Yeah.
Where he's kind of buried between.
100%. He was I think he was like a 3rd round pick, wasn't he, in 2012? So yeah, you're kind of right. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was sitting on his couch when he got the call. I remember watching it.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
So yeah, this could be quite interesting. Moving into the NBA playoffs, who are you investing in right before the prices go flying through the roof?
Sure. So actually, guys I didn't see on the show floor, I saw quite a bit of KD, but I already own some big KD.
Right.
I would have picked up Harden. I don't see any Harden. I didn't see any Harden on the show floor, but I would have bought some Harden if I had found any big Harden cards today. The Nets are going to be great. I think the Nets are probably coming out of the East. So I think that trio, you're going to see their cards probably escalate, assuming they do. I also think, by the way, I think LeBron's a good buy simply because he's in a big dip. His cards are down about 50% from where they were in their February peaks. And the Lakers are going to be every bit as great as ever. I still think you get the Lakers out of the West. I mean, maybe Utah gives them a little challenge. Maybe the Clippers. I don't know. I personally think we're on a collision course for Lakers-Nets, and I think that is going to be an absolutely epic NBA Finals.
What's crazy is I have to agree with you, even though you're not speaking my language. I'm a Heat fan.
Okay.
So I want the Heat to come out of it.
I know the Heat have been, they've been a little
up, down, all around
this season.
I don't think they don't look like they have the chemistry that they did last season.
They don't. Something is missing there, and
I don't know what it could be.
It's disappointing.
They have the pieces.
They got the pieces. They got great players. I mean, obviously Butler is awesome, and his cards are completely undervalued for how good he is.
Yeah, they really are. Oladipo,
Bam Adebayo,
Hero.
He's a great player. Hero's, not been quite the same this season, right? So his stuff's come down quite a bit.
Playoff hero, though.
Playoff hero was the hero, man.
Playoff hero.
Playoff hero last year in the bubble. That guy was solid.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they get put together a late season run here and make things happen.
In the card community, this is definitely going to be a very entertaining end of the NBA season, start of the NFL season.
100%.
I'm excited. And I'm kind of, as you can see, I'm really into the football and basketball side of things. Not so much baseball. But you just bought some soccer cards. What soccer cards did you just take?
I did. I did. I bought a Christian Pulisic off Anthony over there, and I ended up trading. I did a trade for an Mbappe and a Haaland. I'm not a huge soccer fan. I'm not super into soccer, but I certainly respect the market and the global nature of the game. I actually really like buying the U.S. men's national team stars right now. I like Pulisic cards. I like Weston McKennie, Giovanni Reina, some of those types of guys, because I think soccer in this country next year, when the World Cup happens, there's going to be a lot of interest and excitement for it. And honestly, the U.S. men's national team, from what I see, and I'm not, again, I don't declare myself to be an expert, but they're an up-and-coming international team. We actually have some players right now that are playing for big clubs out in Europe that are doing very, very well. They're an important role for big clubs in Europe, so we are actually going to be able to compete. Not win the cup, but we're going to be able to put together a better team than what we've been able to in a while.
The hype is going to be there.
The hype's going to be there, and that's all you need. You just need the hype. And if you get the hype, then you get the cards going up. So I think this is a good buying opportunity right now. Get a year out ahead of it, because it's next year. So get a year out ahead of it and scoop up some U.S. men's national team cards.
Speaking of a year out ahead of it, Magic Johnson documentary, but I'm not getting into it. Anyways, so one last thing. I walked throughout here. You were here, about the time that I got here today, and we passed by the same places about 3 or 4 times, and all the Lonzo Ball cards were still there. You didn't take them.
Did you see some Lonzo balls?
I saw some really nice Lonzos.
Did you?
I'm like, what's Geoff
They
doing?
probably put them out just for me.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
Probably, there's no other reason for them to put them out. I don't think he's a hot name on the show floor today, but they were, they probably were like, look, Geoff shows, we got the cards for him.
Yeah.
No, I actually haven't seen any, but I'll take your word for it. I probably just glossed over them.
Yeah, there's some nice ones there. You gotta take my word for it.
All right. My Lonzo collection, I feel, is probably a little too
Reaching its peak.
It's probably reaching its peak at this point. He's still showing little signs, though, man. I mean, he had a triple-double the other day. He has his moments, but his play's not consistent enough. And the Pelicans have been a little disappointing. So
yeah, they have. I mean, apart from Zion's been
Zion's
electrifying.
Great. Zion played.
So this is kind of like a Russell Westbrook situation where one player does very well, team is not really performing.
I was expecting them to be better this year. I was expecting them to easily make the playoff, like 6 seed, 7 seed type deal, not have a below 500 record for much of the season, all that kind of stuff.
Are they in the play-in right now, or are they out?
I think they're either like 10 or 11 in the seeding. So they're competing to try to get the last play-in spot. But whether they actually will, I don't even know. But even if they do, I'm not sure they're going to do anything with it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I don't want to take too much of your time. To all of you watching, you got to know who this guy is. Go check out his Discord server, linked in the description. Also, go check out his Instagram, Sports Card Investors. And he's got a Facebook page, too. This guy's everywhere. So his team is awesome. They put on some awesome things. If you've ever heard of the Sports Card Virtual, you did the virtual Sports Card.
Virtual Sports Card Con. We'll probably do another one this December. It's a lot of fun around the holidays.
I'm excited for it.
Give cards away and have a lot of great dealers on.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's
fun.
Absolutely wild.
It's fun.
And also, if you haven't already, make sure you go like and subscribe to my channel, Big C7 Cards. Check me out on Instagram at BigC7_cards. Thank you again so much for doing this.
Awesome.
It means a lot. Really does mean a lot.
For sure.
Good luck
with the channel.
Yeah, man, I really
Definitely
appreciate it.
Cool.
Awesome. See you guys.